Hello, I'm Chef Carmen from Bricks. Today I will be making a chocolate macaron masterclass for meals. Before I start making this recipe, I would like to say that you have all the ingredients with the measurements into the descriptions. You can go through that. When we make macarons, the most important part is to have everything scaled ahead. So when you start to make macarons, we must have, for sure, a tray with a seal pad. Always keep this ahead so we don't have to run in the last minute. Macarons are very sensitive dough, so when it's done, we need to be ready to pipe it. The first step is going to be to make the outside of the macaron. To get that, we need a pan with water and sugar. We need our machine with egg whites on it. And also we will need a bowl with our solid element, almond powder and icing sugar. In addition to the last bowl, we will need one extra small bowl with another egg white liquid. That in the last step, it will be added into the solids. So first thing, we will start whipping up our egg whites. And at the same time, we will switch on the pan. The sugar and the water, they must arrive to 117 degrees. When the sugar gets to this temperature, that always will be measured with a thermometer, we will add into the egg whites, making sure that they never stop whipping. While this process is whipping up, we need to make sure that the solids are very well combined with the second part of the egg whites. We will help ourselves with a spatula and we will keep combining the egg whites until we get a very solid paste. Once this paste is done, just keep it in the side until the egg whites and the sugar is ready. What we are looking for is to have a consistency very thick, no very cold, so you can feel in the bottom of your machine that still is a little bit warm. If we make this mixture too cold, it's going to be very hard to work with it and to add it into the solids. So with the spatula always, we help ourselves to remove all the meringue that we just create. And now we will keep adding a little bit of our dough and the meringue. We need to keep mixing quite energetically because the dough on the base is quite hard and we need to really combine with a lot of energy. When we have the meringue well combined, we will add another part of the meringue. This process, it must be always little by little. If we add all in once, we will lose the air that we just created. The last touch of the meringue, and then we will be ready to pipe. This is the consistency that we need to get. It's not very liquid, it's not very solid, it's just perfect to pipe. So once we have the mixture on the piping bag, remember, the best way to pipe is if we have like a round nozzle, not very big, not very small, so we can just pipe and the macaron will have a perfect shape. Then we just need to pipe very straight and don't make too much pressure. Just let the macaron fall by itself. We need to make sure that we leave enough space in between our macarons because they will tend to be a little bit bigger after baking. The size of the macaron, it can be in between 2 and 3 centimeters. If it's quite hard for you to pipe like this, you can just buy one seal pad that has already the lines that you have to follow, so they will have always the same size. And also, maybe you are thinking why we have like plain white macarons. The color can be added while we are making the sugar syrup, but if we have them white, we can have the possibility to put some decorations on top after it's baking. So this is what I choose today. The second part of the recipe is going to be the filling of the macaron. Today we choose a chocolate one, so we are going to make a chocolate ganache. This chocolate ganache have 4 ingredients. We have some milk that we are going to heat it up. We are going to add some sugar into it. We have cream and we have chocolate. It's very important that when we make this kind of mixtures, like a ganache, the chocolate always stays into a high container. This way, when we will blend it, we are not going to add too much air inside, and we get a texture very, very creamy. We are going to heat up our milk, and we will add our sugar on it, making sure that the milk gets to almost the boiling point, and then we will add it into the chocolate. Now we have the hot milk with the sugar into the chocolate. I like to make it always this way, like I allow the chocolate to melt slowly with the milk, and then with the spatula, I'm always mix a little bit, making sure that the chocolate is melting slowly. Once this mixture, I can feel it easily, that the chocolate is totally melted, I add the cream, which is cold, on top of that. Now, I mix one more time with the spatula, and always, this is the key point, always we need to finish this mixture with the hand blender. And after a few minutes, we will blend it. Every time we blend it, we will put the hand blender from the bottom, we will press, and we will go in up. Once it's done, we will keep this mixture in the chiller until it cools down. Then we will put into a piping bag and it will be ready to use. Once our macarons are coming out from the oven, we let them cool down a little bit. While this process, we can just add our touch of decoration. In this case, I'm just going to put one small line of dark color. So it's gonna be like a chocolatey on the white shell. So it's going to be much more bright. Once I have my ganache set, I will put it into a piping bag. Then I take one of the macarons, very carefully from the sides always. I will pipe through, not very much close to the edge, and we will make sure that we just fill completely. Then we will put the other shell on top and we will press slightly. We keep it in the side. So this is it. Today we made for you some chocolate macarons. I will look forward to see you in another masterclass with meals.